And I know both races that I ran with Keysanity, it was that chest, so it's definitely possible. Looks like one of our runners had to get swapped out, so now I'm going to get Hahasell up in the top left corner, and I know that sprite, that is the Nature Link sprite.
That is indeed Nature Link, and it appears that we are off.
And we are underway. And we see the first chest, we see a compass for Misery Mire.
And in the Sanctuary chest, we have 20 rupees.
So yeah, it looks like the three runners that start off at Link's house are going to do all the similar route, which is kill the guard, pull the tree, and go visit the uncle. Ninban, he started Sanctuary. He's going to go straight to Houlihan.
From Discord. Yeah, nice $5. I'll just have to remember when I save and quit.
Keysanity, I agree with the early Houlihan just because there is somewhat less money to find.
Found a small key to Ice Palace, which isn't the best item because if you somehow get to do Ice Palace in Go mode, you don't need any keys. But it's good to get the first chest right away.
Yeah. Ice Palace keys aren't terribly useful. Mire keys aren't terribly useful.
And Skullwood's also not the greatest keys in the world.
And Skullwoods.
So now I see a lot of divergence here. Ninban's going to try to 50-50 some bombs here. Hahasell is going up to the Lumberjack, see what's hanging out over there, and Sigma's right behind him. So if we see a key at the Lumberjack, we're not going to know which key it is, but they'll probably have to get it because most keys are required in Keysanity. As we are syncing the streams up a little bit, we're going to see here that there's actually just a 5-hour upgrade there. So Aghanim not required for that per se.
Yes, there are 2 keys for Aghanim's Tower listed as Castle Tower in the game. Because Keysanity changes it, in the normal game, those would just be keys to continue up the tower. Keysanity, it's not. So you can check one chest without any keys, you can check the second chest with a single key, and if you need to defeat Aghanim 1, you need both keys.
Hahasell finding the first of 6 keys of Palace of Darkness at the mushroom spot, and it looks like Sigma and Hahasell, they find a book.
That's interesting. We'll see if anybody decides to go see what's in Desert Early-ish.
Well, one thing I would have checked there, actually, because of where you were, I would have checked the pedestal there just to see what's going on.
Absolutely.
So now all of our runners are in Kakariko, and we got a big old sub from Scarfunkel91. Shout out to you.
Yes, thank you for the $24.99 sub.
The big boy sub. Thank you so much. Fiesel appreciates it. Alright, now we're in Blind's Hut. There's 5 items down here. Let's see what we find. We find our first sword. We find the ice rod. And the hammer. Well, that was a really good Blind's Hut.
That's a lot of hardware real quick.
And another sword at the well, and I believe we saw Ninban pick up the shovel from the merchant. So Kakariko early paying off dividends here for these runners. We're going to have Master Sword, Hammer, Ice Rod, Shovel, and Book all leaving here.
It'll be interesting to see where they decide to go from here.
So for those in chat wondering what Sprite Ninban's using, the Sprite Ninban using is actually a can of Sprite. When you start out with a can of Sprite. However, if he finds the blue mail, he turns to a can of Pepsi. If he finds the red mail, he turns to a can of Coke.
Yep, no single brands here. Gotta share it amongst the different soda brands.
I mean, we make Mountain Dew and Gatorade jokes when it comes to bottles, so you know all bases are covered here.
Yep.
All right, now Ninban's done with Kakariko. He's going to go up towards the forest. He might give us a pedestal check based on the order he finds these items.
Keysanity, you kind of want to know what's on the pedestal, just so you don't have to make your way back after.
Yeah, if it's a big key, it'll tell you what kind of big key it is. If it's a small key, it'll tell you what kind of small key it is. It's not like the lumberjack, which it'll just be a random one.
Right.
Well, now at this point, it looks like all our runners have all the same items here, except that I don't think Mikan has the book yet that Ninban just picked up. And no, there's no pedestal check yet. Ninban's saving quitting. He's going back to to his house. We see a key on the library, so boots are going to be needed to see what kind of key that is.
If it's Gannett's Tower small key, or if it's a Meyer small key, Skullwood small key, not really important. If it's the Desert small key, maybe.
So Hahasell is going to be the first one to go check out what the shovel is going to give these guys here. But we find just a piece of heart.
A little surprised we haven't seen gloves yet.
Well, Ninban's about to go down to escape. We're going to see what's going on there. And I believe Mikan, yes, Mikan is on his way. We are going to get our pedestal check here from Mikan. So if there's something on the pedestal, Mikan will have a nice knowledge advantage here. We'll have a nice knowledge advantage either way.
Yeah, this is either going to take a load off their shoulders, or it is going to stress them for the rest of the game. And it's just bomb storage.
Yep, another load off the shoulders, so we know now. Aghanim not required, at least for the item, and pedestal not required. Well, Hahasell and Sigma continuing their close to mirrored movement here. While Ninban goes to escape, didn't happen to see what was in the first chest down here. Ooh, we got the hook shot in the dam.
You would think it would possibly rust, but I guess not.
Well, the hookshot's going to make Mini Moldrum Cave a lot easier for these guys, so that's what Hahasell's going to now. But he also has Master Sword and Laser Beam, so that also helps a lot.
Yeah, with all of the hardware that they have, Mini Moldrum Cave shouldn't be a trouble even with a small number of hearts.
Alright, we see the blue mail. We see some rupees. We see a compass for desert. And we see the first shield. So, I'd say that's actually a mediocre Mini Moldrum Cave. You get something nice in the blue mail, but the others, not the greatest.
Blue mail at 3 hearts, I would not be upset to see that.
Oh no, not at all. But it's not like it's progression or anything.
Yeah.
Alright, so Ninban didn't find anything too valuable down in the escape. He's going to go to the shovel spot now. He's going to be disappointed from what he finds there. And meanwhile, Hahasell's going to do his or her little run through the escape. Sigma, however, is going to make the first play towards Ice Rock Cave.
Looks like Hahasell's going to go check the first chest in Aga Tower.
Okay, get it out of the way now.
It's not too bad of a play.
No, these guys fall pretty easily to the Master Sword. Because Master Sword's what you expect to have when you play this game normally, so not the end of the world.
It's a quick check for a single chest. Just hope nobody else does it. Ooh, a big key to Ice Palace.
You're like, ooh, a big key. Oh, only Ice Palace. Ice Palace is one of those keys that, it's normally needed, but if you know the Ice Palace bomb jump, you don't need it at all.
Speaking of ice, Moon Pearl found in the Ice Rod Cave.
Ooh, and that
Sigma.
Far out of the way spot for that to be. Mikan's going to about to get his as well. So that's 2 pieces down to the Dark World puzzle. All we need now is a lift upgrade.
Yep, either a set of gloves or 2 keys to Castle Tower.
Well, that would be interesting. But in that case, they're going to need the lamp as well.
We'll see. Yeah, Aga Dark really isn't the most fun thing to do.
Yeah, that's usually the one you try not to do. You try not to even practice that. You don't want to think about that at all. So on Ninban's side, when he gets his blue mail, you're going to see his can of Sprite turn to a can of Pepsi.
So for anybody just tuning in, this is Link to the Past Randomizer Keysanity mode. Randomizer meaning that all of the items you would find in dungeons are shifted around to different places. You are still able to complete the game. You just will not do it in the original intended route. Keysanity also shifts around where the keys are, so you may have to dive into dungeons to find keys for other dungeons, go complete them, and come back. Hahasell finding 300 rupees, getting some Zora money. Sigma about to find theirs.
Well, Ninban's going to head on over towards the desert. This is one of the places you can check, but there's really only one chest you can open in desert. You go see what's on the desert ledge. And desert ledge, we just found a heart container. There's one chest you can check, and you get the knowledge. Ooh, was that what I thought I saw?
What did you think you saw?
I believe I just saw Hahasell see the Cane of Samaria on Lake Hylia Island.
That'd be interesting.
Yep, and the chat's confirming it. So yeah, the Cane of Samaria chilling there on Lake Hylia Island. Alright, let's see what's in the one chest here in desert that we can check right now. So we see Green Pendant Thieves. We can get our first bottle. There's your lift upgrade, so now we have Dark World access. And we see the single arrow on the torch. Let's see if those runners come back for that. I highly doubt it.
If they think that that's the one arrow they're going to need to beat Ganon, we'll see.
Hey, desperate times call for desperate measures. Alright, so with the Power Glove, Hahasell's going to dip into Eastern and see what's hanging in there. But other than that, I believe... Oh, he doesn't have the Moon Pearl yet, so he has to go over to Ice Rock Cave and get that. Then Ben is going to check out Agina's cave, while Sigma's checking the back of Escape in the dark. So there's one chest back here. We know it won't be the lamp.
Yeah, lamp will never be locked behind a dark room.
So I gotta pay attention to 3 people checking 3 different single chests here. Nothing for Hahasell, nothing for Ninban. Sigma, I believe, just found the stairs down to the rope room here in the back of Escape. Mikan, however, he's going to get his Power Glove, get his bottle, and he looks like he might... I was thinking of saving quitting and going to the Dark World, and it looks like he is.
Yeah. Hahasell finding a heart container, and continuing on.
Yep, again, Hahasell does not have the Moon Pearl yet, so He's still looking for that. We know it's going to be chilling in the Ice Rod Cave.
Yep, a little bit out of the way to get, but...
So Mikan's going to be the first one into the Dark World. And I did Sigma get the chest? Didn't see if he did or what it was. Meanwhile, Mikan's heading right over the Hype Cave. Let's see how Hype Cave will be tonight.
Couple bombs, heart piece, big key to Thieves Town, flippers, and another bottle.
So that was pretty good. You got the flippers, which we know are 100% required already because the Cane of Samaria is behind there. And we got the big key to Thieves Town. Thieves Town is the green pen, so it's not 100% required, but it's always nice to have.
Yeah, especially finding hammer already. Might as well check it at your earliest convenience.
Well, now if you want to check that one chest that's behind the one big chest, you're going to need to find a small key for thieves.
True.
Speaking of small keys, Mikan finds a small key to pod. That's two small keys to pod we've seen now. Ooh, and Hahasell finds the mirror. It's actually lamp blocked in Eastern Palace. So it's time to play our favorite game. What will this sequence break lead to this time?
So where do we think lamp is going to be then?
I mean, it could be in a lot of places because that's not like that chest in Eastern is like early or late in the game. But the fact that we know we need the mirror just to get the Cane of Samaria tells me that it's probably going to be somewhere soon. Both Sigma and Ninban also in Eastern Palace now, so they'll also get their mirrors.
Yeah, the dark room in Eastern isn't particularly hard, especially if you have a sword. Makes
Yes,
it
but
that much easier.
I always consider the first room in Eastern, the first dark room in Eastern, the first two I should say, that I believe is the easiest dark rooms to learn. The other one that's also the most easiest to learn and execute is the Old Man of Death Mountain. So if you want to learn dark rooms, start with those three. Speaking of the Old Man on Death Mountain, I think Hahasell's going to do that one now.
So, two of our players making their way through the dark currently.
Yep, Mikan sees the cane chilling there on the island. He's going to go visit the hobo. I don't believe we've seen any maps yet, but we know from talking to Hahasell that the green pendant is at Thieves Town.
That is correct. We will see if any of the players talk to the bomb vendor in Link's house in the Dark World, because that will tell us where our 5 and 6 crystals are as well.
Ooh, it looks like Sigma might not be comfortable with dark rooms, finds that piece of heart and says, I'm good for now. So he's leaving Eastern without his mirror. There must have been something good in the inside Spectacle Rock because Hahasell's going to go for it. I didn't really get to see what it was.
Yeah.
It might have been the lamp because that's what chat's saying.
Yeah.
And yes, it is a lamp. So there's another sequence break because the fact that the lamp is on Death Mountain, it confirms that you need the flute to get the lamp. So now the sequence break is flute to lamp to mirror.
Might we see the flute in Zora's domain?
Well, maybe. Well, one thing's for sure, we see a big key on the ledge of Zora's domain. You know Mikan's going to pick that one up.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see what Zora has for these runners today. It's a map. The map to Myers. Now we can see what Meyer is. Like I said, maps aren't the best items in the world, obviously, because you don't really need them, but it's always nice to have a little bit of information.
Off the tablet, we just get a piece of heart.
And the big key that's on Zora's ledge is for Eastern.
So that's one chest able to be checked, but without the bow, can't really do a whole lot else.
Alright, let's see what the 5 and 6 crystals are. Mire and Desert. And speaking of Mire, Hahasell finds the big key to Mire in Tower of Hera. And there's the small key to Thieves, so that makes Thieves a very attractive option. We can fully clear Thieves now.
Yep. We know Pedestal doesn't have anything worthwhile, but that green pendant turn-in still may.
Well, Ninban, he didn't get his lamp from Spectacle Rock, but he's gonna be the first one to check out Paradox Cave. And there's Titan's Mitts and Red Mail.
So the can of Pepsi has now turned into a can of Coke.
And Sigma finds the map to Desert after finding out the Desert is a crystal. Nice timing on that one. And the rest of Paradox Cave, we see a heart piece, a heart container. Oh, that was a Sank heart. Another heart piece. And a blue boomerang and a red rupee, so not the greatest Paradox Cave there, but yeah, getting the... Well, not for those 5, but the first 2 chests there, very nice.
Oh, absolutely. Red Mail, 22 minutes in. Beautiful thing to see.
And Titan's Mitts, don't forget those.
Oh, that too.
That's required. You don't need Red Mail to finish the game. You need Titan's Mitts. Alright, Sigma heading up to Catfish. As the Cola War starting to chat.
There's a place for all colas in our hearts.
Ooh, Catfish, bringing the silvers out.
Without the bow, not terribly useful yet, but still nice to have.
But it's going to be interesting, because Catfish is one of those places that a lot of runners don't check until very late. So, if we might see some runners do silverless cannon, and some runners do silver cannon.
Just will depend on whether or not they want to go say hello to the Catfish.
So Mikan is going to be the first one to have the Pearl and the Mirror. So he'll be the first one to really get to explore the Dark World a lot here. Get a hobo check. I know one player ran here earlier. Didn't see what it was, but it's just bombs. So Link saved the day, stopped the terrorists from blowing up the bridge. And we see Ninban's bunny sprite, which, when it's a Coke can, you're now an aluminum bunny. Luckily, this is the reason why it's called Super Bunny Cave, by the way. You've heard us call it Super Bunny Cave forever now. This is the actual Super Bunny trick. When you fall down a hole, you can start using your powers like you would as you were Link. So, there's your bunny. Super Bunny. I only saw one item in the Waterfall Cave. I saw the compass for Eastern. I didn't see what the other chest was, though. Well, Sigma's about to get his big key for Eastern here.
compass for Skull Woods and a single rupee in Super Bunny Cave.
Yeah, so that's not paying enough. I don't know if there's a way to glitch into Hookshot Cave. No, there's really not. So he's just going to come here, get the information for what's needed for Ganon's Tower. I got Ganon's Tower, Turtle Rock, and then be on with it, I think. We know what these runners really need to do. At least in Ninban Hahasell, they need to go over to Ice Rock Cave and find that Moon Pearl.
Yeah, not doing that earlier may be costing them a little bit.
So it's really interesting to see because both Mikan and Sigma have not logic broken, so they do not have the mitts yet. But they have the Moon Pearl, so they can start exploring the Dark World. While the two runners on top, Hahasell and Ninban, they logic broke, got to the Titan's mitts, but don't have the Moon Pearl yet.
We'll see which of those two moves pays off. Looks like Mikan's making their way up to Skullwoods to check. Is this our first check for a sick hit?
No, I think Ninban checked this before. Sorry, Mikan checked this before heading to the Dark World.
Only a compass for Ice Palace, though.
Yeah, if you hear the music when you walk into a dungeon, ignore that because the music is randomized in Keysanity mode.
Yep, no easy information for you here.
Yeah, nothing gets past our developers.
The devs think of everything.
Ninban saw his lamp, he's gonna go pick it up. Mikan finds ooh, there it is! Big key to Ganon's Tower in Skullwoods. The double dip dream is dead.
Yeah, there was a Keysanity deli recently, a week or two ago, that there were 4 big keys in Ganon's Tower. None of them were the Ganon's Tower big key, though.
So the Ganon's Tower big key was one of the big chests.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
And you had to figure out which one of the 4 it was.
Well, the very first time we saw Keysanity race was the feature race between Willard and Sakura, and sure enough, in that one, the big key was in the big chest of Swamp, and the Swamp was in Swamp big key was in Ganon's Tower.
You caught finding a small key to T-Rock.
That's always nice to find. You need 4 of them, or 3 if you're in Go mode.
And if you're not, it is a risk to skip the Lava Island chest, the vanilla big key location.
Yeah, that vanilla big key chest is always a gamble that may or may not pay off if you only have 3 keys going into Ganon's Tower. That's one thing you'll see more in Keysanity mode. You'll see a lot of more gambles or minor glitches used just to progress. If you could skip a pod key or 2 if you know how to glitch or want to gamble.
Hahasell finding their Moon Pearl in Ice Rock.
Oh, there you go. He now has, and I think Ninban's heading that way now as well, because I think he realizes that's the last place to check for his Moon Pearl. I didn't get to see what was on Bumper Cave. Did you catch that on Mikan's side?
I did not.
As Hahasell does not have the flippers yet because they haven't gone into Dark World yet because it's the Moon Pearl and don't have the flippers yet. Oh, thank you, chat. Chat for pointing out that the red boomerang is on Bumper Cave, so don't think we'll be seeing that.
Probably not. So aside from a check of desert and our players checking eastern, we really haven't seen many dungeons so far. Half an hour into this.
Our runner stepped in the Hera also and picked up a couple keys there. Yeah, our runners have a decent amount of items, but not a lot, and they don't really have a lot of keys.
Yeah, so far it seems to just be sending them everywhere.
Yeah, the one dungeon we know we can do pretty well here is Thieves Town.
Yes, and some of our runners know it's green pendant. I'm not sure if everybody does.
I know at least 3 of them check Hahasell, maybe all 4 of them. Now I don't know because I think one of the keys, I think the small key was up on Death Mountain.
And Sigma finding small key to Swamp Palace.
Wow, that's the small key you want to find, the small key to Swamp.
Mm-hmm.
So the 2 trolliest keys in the game have been found, both in the Western Dark World. And they're the boots in the chess game that Mikan just got and Sigma just got as well. Now they can go get that single arrow out of the desert.
I'm sure they're going to go straight there after doing Thieves Town.
I think they have the big key to Thieves Town, but I don't think these 2 runners have the small key yet, because I think the small key was in Hera.
I think Bamos in the first chest of Thieves Town. Sigma.
Well, that could be useful. It could be used again the Ice Palace, could be used again the Mire, could be used again the Turtle Rock.
And the flute.
Alright, so there's your glitchless perfection. Your glitchless progression, guys. So the game wants you to go into Thieves Town. Oh, let's just see what the small key is first. Mikan just found.
Pod.
That's 3 pod keys we've seen. So the game wants you to get into the Dark World without the mitts, with the hammer and the moon pearl and all that. Go into Thieves to get the flute. To go to Turtle Rock to get the lamp. To go to Eastern to get the mirror.
Yeah, it's Sigma's our only featured runner without the mirror, so it's got to be a little bit harder to activate that flute.
Yeah, he's the only one that didn't logic break to get the mirror. So all these runners, well, at least the other 3 obviously knew the Dark Room Eastern Palace. I don't know if Sigma was 100% comfortable with the Dark Room.
That could have been, even if you know the Dark Rooms, they're still kind of nerve-wracking. If you lose your place once, it's not good on your brain at that point. You don't want to tilt too far. So, Hahasell going into Swamp. Gotta check what the first chest in there is.
Well, Hahasell was... Did they get the... No, Sigma that got it, right? Yeah. Just a heart container, so he's going to have to come back later once he finds the small key.
So with the current logic, there is a 10% chance for the first chest in Swamp Palace to contain the small key to get in. There is also roughly another 10% chance for the back 6 chest in Pod to have that small key.
Yeah.
This
really,
will... Go ahead.
Really weird the way the logic works out for this, but I believe V28 is going to take care of most of that.
Yes, it has been fixed already for the next logic version, as far as I know.
Oh, Bamos tablet having the big key to desert. And Ninban is the first one to pick up the cane of Samaria from the Lake Hylia Island. So that Bombos tablet is not a place that a lot of runners check early, so having that Desert Big Key, and he can have finished Desert, just can't get to the right side just yet. There's our third bottle, and I think all three have been green.
Yep, that is correct. All three have been green so far.
That's the, that or B is not what you're looking for. You like fairies, you like blue, but green, not the best unless you're like now where if you're gonna fight Cold Stare. But unless you're fighting blind.
Yeah, not a whole lot of uses for green potions at the moment.
Sigma the blind fight, Hahasell in Cave 45. Mikan just behind Sigma in here. And Ninban about to get his Ganis Tower Big Key. Sigma has to be careful here. He's down to half a heart in the blind fight with all his fireball. Ooh, and takes a death to blind.
Just deciding to cut his losses and go do something else for a moment. It's a green pendant. We'll see if they decide to come back.
They'll come back if they exhaust their other options, I think. Blind is not the easiest fight in the world if you don't know exactly how the pattern works. I've died to blind multiple times in multiple races, so it's not as easy as the best runners make it look, guys. Trust us. Trust me.
Yeah, certain things will make the blind fight a lot easier. Cane of Burna, Cape.
See, on Mikan's side, you can see he knows the pattern. He was able to dodge all the fireballs and get through it relatively unscathed.
It's Tempered Sword for his trouble. And the green pendant.
What was the item? I didn't see what it was.
Tempered.
Ooh, that's nice. Hahasell rescued our friend Jeremiah the frog, doing the hammer caves here. Finds a map. Let's see if it's one that's useful.
Map for Pod.
That's useful. We don't know what Pod is yet. Mikan, first one to activate his flute, I believe.
Yep.
And Pod is a crystal. And so is Meyer of that, but I think we knew that because of the hint from the bomb shop.
Yep. Meyer is a 5/6 crystal.
Yeah. And the Lumberjacks had a key. Not Lumberjacks, Blacksmith. Key to Taro Rock. That's 1 to 4. Sigma activates his flute now as well. Hahasell's saying no to the purple chest right now. Let's see what their next play is going to be.
Without flute, purple chest is a bit riskier. I feel like once they go into Thieves Town and find their flute, they'll chances are go back for the purple chest.
Ninban finds his boots. Hahasell finds his Swamp Small Key. Sigma's about to get the key off the library.
Was a key for Pod?
I think so.
Yes. Ninban finding Bombos will very shortly find their flute.
Sigma, now I'm going to try the Lampless Old Man. So he did the Lampless, he didn't do the Lampless Eastern Palace, but he's going to do Lampless Old Man.
And just gambling that the chest past the Dark Room in Eastern maybe didn't have anything useful. Sadly, it's the mirror, but...
Yeah, we know that's actually something that's very useful and very required. And Hahasell is going to be the last one to find their boots. And then got his flute.
Sigma checking Eastern Death Mountain before going up to see what's at Spec Rock. We know Spec Rock has the lamp.
Yeah, but I mean, logically, you don't really worry about checking up there just yet because you're like, all right, I don't know the mirror yet, so I can't get what's on top Spectral Rock. There's only one game left. One game left. One item left.
One item, yeah.
Of course, we know in this case, it's pretty important to get that lamp out of the way and not have to worry about dark rooms the rest of the time. And plus, that's your first fire source.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Mikan does see that, so he's going to go get it while Sigma gets his red mail and Titan Spits. And just quick shout out to Big John hanging out in chat. Definitely trying to learn this game and always in here watching the daily races. Hope to get you on commentary one of these days soon. Yeah, for those wondering what's going on with Ninban's Sprite, he started the game as a can of Sprite, which was green. When he found the blue mail, he became a can of Pepsi. When he found the red mail, he became a can of Coke.
Will we ever see a can of RC Cola, maybe?
Is there a fourth mail upgrade?
We can always see if we could get another separate can Sprite made.
And meanwhile, look what the Sprite graphics do to the maiden that you rescue. Alright, so this is going to be big, because this is a chest that the other two runners haven't checked yet. The big chest here in Thieves, and it's a pod key.
So if you know how to do the hammer jump, you can skip one of the keys for pod. But you're still probably going to find most of them, or all of them.
Yeah, you want as many of those keys as possible. No, Sigma just found his Thieves small key. And we know he's probably going to come back here because he has to kill blind if he needs to.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we don't know what the green pendant turn-in is yet, but blind does drop a sword upgrade.
So Ninban gets his power of bacon.
Mikan going to Superbike Cave, finding their compass for Meyer and a single rupee.
However, we're going to see for the first time Hookshot Cave get checked. Also, we're going to see what Turtle Rock is.
Almost.
We already have that.
So
I think pretty soon we're going to see all four runners, now they have everything they need to go check out the Meyer area, see what's needed for Meyer.
Mm-hmm. Getting the Canis Mario off of Lake Hylia Islands probably going to be a priority very shortly, too.
Yeah, Ninban already did. The other three have to go over there and pick it up. Oh, we know Sigma has to get the mirror first. Sort of a couple maps there. The map for Eastern and the map for Swamp.
See if we get a map check anytime soon.
The Swamp Key was in the bombable hut in Village of Outcast.
Yep. So
we can fully clear Swamp at this point. And there's a lot of chests in there. Do we have the swamp big key to check the big chest in there?
I don't believe so.
Alright, so they can get everything but that one item. And it looks like Mikan might be making that play now because he's sending back over to the Dark World Warp down here.
Mm-hmm. A lot of items there, and a fairly good chance of it. It is a crystal.
Yep, another crystal for Swamp Palace. Mikan's going to get his information for some pendants here, or some crystals, should say. While Sigma, he didn't go into my area just yet. He's going to go to Guinness Cave first, and then probably float over and go into my area.
So right now we know Thieves Town is a green pendant, Mire and Desert are your red crystals, Pod and Swamp are crystals, so we're still looking for 3 more crystals and 2 pendants.
Got a purple chest check here from Hahasell, and we find a big key. There's the big key to Swamp, though. So Hahasell is probably going to go to Swamp. He's going to be the only one that we know is going to be able to open up the big chests. But both Hahasell and Mikan going in, they can complete the dungeon.
Yep, all the keys found in pots or skulls, as they may be, are not randomized. Those are still in their regular locations, even in Keysanity mode. Small key for Hera in the second chest in Swamp.
Well, that gives them basement access to Hera if they need it. But they don't have the big key. They're happy to find that before finding the big key for Hera, so they don't have to double dip it if necessary.
Sigma deciding to skip the single arrow on Desert Torch. Doesn't feel like they'll need it.
Well, he has 30 other ones, so I can see why not. But he does get the heart container, and it looks like he's going to flute away, and he's going to check the Mire area. So we're going to go to first Mire area check from Sigma. And it's Quake to enter Mire.
Alright, so we're on the lookout for the Quake Medallion.
Well, there's a map to ice, so there's one more place we can check. Ninban gets his Desert Palace big key. He's the second one to get that.
King's Tomb only containing 20 rupees on Sigma's screen.
Yeah, I believe we saw that earlier, but yeah. Oh, the magic cape is in the Swamp Big Chest. Not needed for the seed, but it's always nice to have.
See if anything ends up being in Spike Cave later.
Yeah, that's pretty much the only thing it really unlocks at this point. Also, technically, it unlocks Laser Bridge and the one chest in Mire that's spike guarded. But those areas are usually easily gotten. And Ice Palace is also a crystal number 4. So I believe we now have all the information. Oh no, we're missing one. The 2 pendants will be some combination of Hera, Skullwoods, and Turtle Rock. Now Sigma is making the dive into Ice Palace. I think Mikan found the 4th bottle in Swamp Palace, so all 4 bottles have been found before the 50-minute mark.
3 green, 1 blue.
I don't believe Mikan has the big key yet, so yeah. Not gonna get his cape just yet.
Sigma finding the Cane of Burna first chest in Ice Palace, though.
Well, that is a good replacement for your cape. Yeah, basically what Keysanity comes down to is just a much bigger scavenger hunt than normal.
Yeah, it can feel somewhat more linear towards the end, just because once the pool of keys gets narrowed down, it more or less tells you where you have to go. Yeah, you just assume that you're going to check many, many more chests in your game than you would in normal randomizer.
Oh, magic powder in the hidden chest in Swamp. Sigma trying to bomb jump here in Ice Palace.
And gets it.
A 3rd try, not bad.
It is fairly nerve-wracking to do the bomb jump in races.
Oh yeah. Especially when you're go-moding Ice Palace and it's kind of like necessary to beat it if you know the big key and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So here's one of the benefits of having a small key entering Ice Palace. You can go right here and get a bunch of chests on this side without having to dive further in the dungeon. Bug catching net from Argus as Mikan gets his first crystal from the Swamp Palace.
Not the most useful of items, but if you like toting around a bunch of fairies with you.
Fire Rod in
Ooh.
Ice Palace.
Ice Palace paying off big for Sigma.
And a bow.
And a bow, wow.
Wow, that is crazy value down there.
I was questioning whether or not Ice Palace was a good play, but no, that is an extremely
It was a good
for
play.
Sigma. And a heart piece, but you know, you find the fire rod, you find the bow in quick succession. You don't really care what you find right after that.
There's good news and bad news for Sigma here. So the good news is he got those items. He still needs to get that mirror out of Eastern. However, having the bow means he's much more likely to go into Eastern. And oh my gosh, there's
Wow.
Quake 2.
Ice Palace stacked tonight.
He only needs to grab that cane and the mirror, and he's in item go mode. Because he'll get the cane of Samaria eventually. He knows where the cane of Samaria is.
Yeah.
Now all he needs to do is find a couple more big keys, and we are good to go. And that's not usually that common in Keysanity that you get so many items and big keys so early.
Yeah, that's incredibly rare. You're usually finding keys to send you all over the world. You're not finding all of your stuff, you know, back to back to back.
Also, note Sigma's the only one to have the silver arrows.
Yeah, nobody else has gone in and said hello to Mr. Catfish yet.
Hahasell making the correct play here. He's dipping into Ice Palace as well.
I imagine they'll be quite pleased with what they find.
Yeah.
Mikan checking big chest in desert, finding a piece of heart.
Yep, so we still need the small key in desert to get the 2 items on the right side. However, unless they're big keys or small keys, not really necessary. Now Sigma has to be careful of this Cold Stare fight. We know he struggled with the blind up. He's using his blue potion, green potion, to get more fire rod shots. He has plenty of green potions, so might as well use them.
He's got 3 of them.
This is the right fight to use it because you're using non-half magic fire rod to take out Cold Stare.
Yeah. 8 shots per full magic.
And gets it done. Used 2 bottles of green goo, but got it done. And I believe he thinks it's worth it. And he gets his first crystal.
Yeah, if he decides that he's going to want to grab a couple blue pots later from the witch, just using them now isn't a bad plan.
Now he needs to go back and get that lamp on Spectacle Rock. Because if he doesn't know how to do... Like, we saw him do the Old Man Dark Room, but he skipped out on doing the Dark Room in Eastern. If he skipped out doing the Dark Room in Eastern, he might not know the Dark Rooms in Pot or Mire either. And yeah, he's going straight back to Death Mountain. He's going to be very happy with this play. Oh no, he's fluting away. Never mind.
It may have just been nerves earlier for the attempt at the Eastern Dark Room, and maybe with more stuff now, they feel more comfortable.
And we see Mikan doing the Endwave Rambler being 9 years old strategy of using the Ice Rod to take care of the land moles. Because
not a bad strategy.
Yeah, when I was 9, I found the Ice Rod already, so I tried using the Ice Rod to be cool and hip and all that. Turns out it's not the worst in Randomizer if that's the best item you have to take care of it. Now I think Mikan's gonna head in. Oh, we haven't seen Checkerboard Cave yet.
That's right, we haven't. Just some bombs.
So Sigma's going into Pod. Alright. We know the mirror is in Eastern. He doesn't know that, so he might end up full clearing this and have to come all the way back later to finish Eastern because the mirror is in Eastern. Meanwhile, Hahasell and Ninban, they're making their way through the Ice Palace of Goodies. Hahasell just got their bow. And once they find their Quake Medallion, they are in Item Go mode. Yes, Item Go mode an hour into a Keysanity race.
Doesn't mean it'll be over quick, though.
No, not at all. There's still a few big keys left.
Hahasell coming up to find their Quake Medallion shortly. Do they know that Mire is Quake yet? Sigma finding a blue rupee.
Yep, and it's official. Hahasell, 59 minutes in, has Item Go mode. And Ninban's not going to be far behind because he's going to get his... He just got his Fire Rod. He's about to get his bow. He's going to get his Quake Medallion.
Sigma finding a map for Ganon's Tower a moment ago. Not the most useful of maps.
We can see what pendant or crystal it is. Oh, wait. Imagine if they changed the mode like that, like the Ganis Tower has a pendant and like another item. Alright, never mind. I'm thinking too much.
Imagine if they made it so that it was just a constant dark room without a map.
Well, they did that in Zelda 1 at one point. It was called Blackout. I did not participate in that one.
I don't blame you on that one.
Mikan doing the Hera basement here. Now remember, we don't have the Hera big key yet, but we don't know if Hera's a pendant or a crystal yet.
Right. Just some more bombs.
Hahasell, the entire grid is lit up on Hahasell's side except for that ether medallion, which we know is not needed at all in this seed.
Yeah, possibly just find that medallion on the way up GT if they decide to check any chests there.
I doubt it. I mean, the only thing they're really missing here, I mean, they don't have silvers yet, so they might be checking for silvers.
Yeah.
And they might check for butter, but butter's not a huge deal to these runners. You know, I hope Mikan's not thinking about dipping into Ganis Tower before dipping into Ice Palace here. That would be quite unfortunate. You know, Sigma checking Pod, which we know is not going to pay off for him unless he finds a big key or a couple small keys in here.
Yeah, so far nothing in Pod. See how far Mikan can get in Turtle Rock, because without that fire rod, those two chests on the right are locked.
Yeah, he has one small key, so he can do a little bit of searching, but not a lot. Sigma getting the hammer yump done. Nicely done.
Very nice.
But I don't think he has the, he still doesn't have the lamp, and he doesn't have the big key for Pod yet. I don't think any of our runners have the big key for Pod.
Yeah, we haven't seen it yet.
So that's one of the keys we're needing for full go mode here. So which big keys do we have? I know we have the desert big key.
We have Desert, we have Eastern.
And we have Ganis Tower, we have Mire. We have Ice Palace.
Mm-hmm.
We have Thieves Town.
Mm-hmm.
So if Turtle Rock's a crystal, we need Turtle Rock. And if
Big keys being elusive tonight.
yeah. I mean, Hahasell and Ninban have everything they need to complete the game except those keys. If this is open mode, they'd be thinking about getting the sub 130s here. So Ninban just found out that he's in item go mode because he just saw that Mire is Quake and not Ether.
So where do you go from here? Obviously, Sigma really needs to get to Eastern. They're on their way there. They really need that mirror. And with Bo now, they could just complete the dungeon. It's around this point in Keysanity that the game starts taking its toll on you, around an hour or so in. If you don't have a reliable way of tracking on paper or a program what chests you've gotten so far, you start questioning, did I actually check everything in this dungeon? So Hahasell just checking Checkerboard Cave, not finding anything there. Ninban making their way through desert, getting to the landmall shortly. Mikan is in pod. Not gonna do hammer jump, just electing to break the wall though. And Sigma making their way through Eastern. Hahasell in Meyer. Let's see what surprises and treasures Meyer holds for us today. Ninban doing fire rod strats on Lamolas. And tempered spins, making short work of them, getting a 20 rupees and a crystal for their troubles. Sigma finally finding their mirror. So yes, hammer jumping in pod allows you to save a key. Speaking of, small key for GT. If you can hammer jump, it will save you a key, but if you can't, it just means you have to find an extra out there. Nice if you can do it, but not entirely required. But it can save you quite a bit of searching. Ninban making their way using Quake Medallion to open Meyer. Hahasell making their way through Meyer. Finds a compass to pod. Compasses in Keysanity tell you how many items you have found so far in the dungeon and how many there are total. So, as you can see on Hahasell's screen, there's 3 of 8. That means out of 8 items, they have currently found 3 of them. Mikan finding a map. I believe that was the map for Desert? Desert or Meyer? Okay, it was Desert. We already knew that that was a crystal. Compass for GT in the spike room in Meyer, not entirely useful, especially with our players having found the GT big key array. They're probably not going to check many of the chests in there, unless they don't go to Catfish, in which case they may check a couple on the way just to see if silvers are there. Hahasell finding a small key for T-Rock, and Ninban finding 300 rupees in Meyer so far. Mikan's about to get their silvers from Catfish, as Sigma picks up their Cane of Samaria off of Lake Hylia Island. Yet another pod small key for Hahasell. Sigma opening up Meyer with Quake Medallion themselves. And the big chest in Meyer contains the small key for Desert, which opens up 2 chests in Desert. And a small key for GT. Mikan not going to Ice Palace is going to cost them in the long run. There's Fire Rod and there's Bow there. And Quake required to open Mire. So the sooner they get there, the sooner they can do that opens up a lot of options for them. So Hahasell fighting Vitreous. No silvers, but regular arrows work fine too. Getting a crystal out of Mire, we know that's one of 5-6 crystals. Sigma finding small key for GT. Hahasell going back into desert. Mikan working their way to swamp. Ninban is fighting Vitreous. No silvers, but enough arrows, they should be okay with that. Looks like they're gonna do Cape Stratia. Short work of Vitreous on Ninban's side. Yeah, if Mikan's looking for Fire Rod to get into Ice, that's going to cost them. They could definitely use Bombos to do some of the stuff in there before getting Fire Rod. Fire Rod is in Ice Palace, as is the Bow and the Quake Medallion required to open Mire. So Hahasell's about to fight Lamellus. Sigma taking a death in... Is that Dark Room in Mire? Dark Room Mire is quite rough. They never went up to Spectacle Rock to get the lamp up there. So... Right, Mikan, at the end of the Spike Cave, let's see what it has for us today. It has a small key for Ganon's Tower. Finding a heart container in the Graveyard Ledge. Let's see where Hahasell decides to go from here. Okay, Sigma making their way down to Vitreous. With Silvers, this should be an easy fight. However, they have to get through the Dark Room. Hahasell picking up the Super Bomb will go and check and see what is at the Pyramid Ferry. Ninban making their way to Catfish will soon receive silvers for their trouble. Mikan finally going into Ice Palace, which has quite a few items they'll want for this. Fire Rod, Bow, and Quake Medallion. Low on magic, but has enough potions that it doesn't make a big deal either way. So finding the map to Desert, which they already know is a crystal. They've picked it up. And let us see what is inside Pyramid Ferry today. Arc Piece and a big key for Turtle Rock.
Well, that's necessary.
That is quite necessary.
I'm back. I fixed it.
Welcome back.
For the entire time, I thought I was commentating. So, getting that big key out of Turtle Rock, a huge benefit for Hahasell.
Absolutely. Not sure how many small keys they have at the moment, but that big key will be helpful.
I think we found either 2 or 3. If we, sorry, if we say them loud. Hold on one second. Let me see if I fix my mic again. I've been having issues all day. Hold on.
Mikan at the Ice Palace bomb jump, it seems like everybody's been having a little trouble with it today, but there is a consistent setup, but it is so hard to do it in a race, especially if you know you're being featured. It's, you know, and especially at this point in a Keysanity. So, Ninban bringing their Super Bomb up to the Pyramid. They'll be getting their Turtle Rock big key very shortly. Let's see where Sigma is gonna go from here. Possibly go and do Swamp.
Alright, how about that?
So, Heart Piece, and Big Key of T-Rock. So, the green pendant turn-in was just a couple bombs, as Hahasell finds out. Sigma getting the first chest in Swamp, only a heart container. They're up to 13 hearts now. 3 of our runners are 13 hearts. Hahasell's at 11 still.
Alright, so Hahasell has 4 small keys for pod, so if he can route correctly and do the hammer jump, I think he's fine.
Yep, hammer jump makes 1 key, negates the use of 1 key, so it's quite useful to learn for Keysanity. While we have them in here, just want to give a shout out to our trackers, Reg and Zombie. Thank you for the work you're doing here. I know it's not easy to track 4 screens at once. You guys are doing a great job.
Yeah, the trackers are the unsung heroes of all the Link to the Past randomizer races.
And of course, thank you to Fiesel and the rest of the people who work very hard at Speed Gaming for giving us a chance to do 3 of these daily races a day.
Yep, and stay tuned for more information on what's going on once January starts. If we're going to be keeping on doing these, I know we're going to do the Keysanity tournament. If you want to sign up for the Keysanity tournament, sign-ups will start about a month from now. In fact, sign-ups close exactly a month from now, so you can sign up now. It'll begin in January. Alright, so I'm trying to figure out which keys we still need, because we know, item-wise, all of our runners are pretty set.
Yeah, the only thing missing is Hahasell may want silvers. We know they're a catfish. Sigma may or may not want the lamps at Spec Rock. So,
well, the fact that Sigma did that Dark Room in Meyer with half a heart tells me that he might be fine with being lampless.
He'll probably be okay, yeah. So I was just betting earlier that there was nothing in the chest past the Dark Room in Eastern, and it turned out to be the mirror.
Yeah, that was Sigma's early play that he skipped out on. He wanted to try to stay on logic as long as possible. Now he's just like, screw it, I can't find that lamp anyway.
I'm thinking that they probably know that that's what's at Spectacle Rock, so that's why they haven't bothered.
Nice, easy silver arrow kill on the Armos by Ninban.
Big chest and pod containing a shield upgrade.
Yep, now we can block some fireballs. And judging real quick from what I saw from the tracker, the key tracker on Hahasell's side, I think all he needs is Turtle Rock.
The big key for Turtle Rock or small keys?
Big key.
Okay, so we know where that is. That's at the pyramid in the ferry room.
Oh, yes, that's right. Well, he might. I don't know if he has that yet or not. But yeah, plus he might need the Hera. Well, the Hera and the Turtle Rock, we're going to need at least one, maybe both of them. Because one of them. Oh, no, they can both be pendants. And then Skull Woods, Vito, Crystal, and we don't have to worry about any more big keys. Keysanity's hard, man.
Oh, it's an adventure.
Alright, looks like Haha is pretending he's in go mode. He's got 2 keys left, so he's skipping some chests in pod. So I don't think he hammer yumped, so he probably skipped the center chest. I'm not sure. Ninban's going into Skullwoods. We don't know what Skullwoods is at this point.
Right. So we'll see very shortly whether or not this is a crystal or a pendant.
Well, if it's a crystal, it's the last crystal we're going to need to complete the game, and this might be a fast seed.
Yeah, there's a... We'll see whether or not this will be over shortly.
Yeah, if it's a pendant, we're down to a 50-50 shot between Hera and Turtle Rock.
Quick moth yellow fight. Small key for Aga, and it is a pendant.
So we're gonna still need. You still might need that big key of Hera, guys. Trying to see what the count was on Ninban's Ganon's tower. It looked like it was 3. He's gonna check the pedestal, which we already know from early on that the pedestal's not gonna be anything.
No. Unless you really want to carry around a few extra bombs, you may want to.
I don't think it's worth it to beat all the crystals. So. He already has 2, so you just want to double check. Looks like he's going to go complete Turtle Rock, or at least head towards that direction. Because if Turtle Rock's a crystal, he's done. Oh no, he still needs to get pod. Never mind.
Yeah, everybody's been taking fairly different routes so far.
Alright, so Hahasell is... Oh, he's still in pod, so... He's gonna go check out these last couple chests here. He has 1 key left. So I like what Hahasell did here, because went and killed Helmasaur, so he knows he doesn't need to worry about that anymore. He just wants to make sure that if there's any more keys here, that it's only locked behind other pod keys.
Mm-hmm. Ninban opening up Turtle Rock will probably get to see what's behind the 2 Fire Rod lock chests now.
Yeah, I believe Mikan was in here earlier and only got a couple chests here. Oh, no, he's not going to go into a rock just yet.
Alright, just opening it. That's okay.
Hookshot Cave, though.
Won't find too much in here. A couple maps of locations that they've already been to.
Ooh, there's another Turtle Rock small key in that the last chest in Skull Woods.
T-Rock and Pod are 2 dungeons that you don't actually need to find all the keys in. You can decide to skip certain chests in Pod if you feel brave enough, and you can decide to skip the vanilla big key chest on the fire or lava island. Except when that chest decides to contain a fire rod, in which case it's a real bad idea.
Oh, did you play that race?
I commentated.
Oh, you commentated race. Yeah, I saw that race.
Yeah, that was a joy to watch. I didn't miss not playing it. So Sigma taking down Mothula without too much trouble. It's their Aga Tower small key and a red pendant for their troubles.
Now, there's one more chest they can check in Aga Tower if they really think it's going to be in there.
Don't know if Sigma's really gonna want to go look though. No lamp.
That is true. You will check pedestal though. Mikan about to get his Ganon's Todoroki. Hahasell, the only one without the silver, so taking the wooden arrows out on Armos. But still gets it done pretty well.
At this point, unless a key is exceptionally trolly, I do not see them getting silvers. It's too far out of the way for how many locations are left.
Yeah, the logic for this seed, they want you to get the flute out of
Thieves Town.
Thieves Town to get the lamp out of Spectacle Rock to get the mirror out of Eastern Palace. It was a very convoluted seed. A lot of these guys just logic broke for the mirror, so it didn't really matter too much. Looks like Ninban is going to skip that one chest in Turtle Rock.
Honestly, in Keysanity, that's a fairly smart play.
Yeah, the odds are low that you're going to need that one. Especially because you already have all the items. What you're looking for is keys at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it'll be unfortunate if Todoroki turns out to be a pendant, and that's the Hera big key.
Yep, we'll see if that ends up happening or not. Ninban in the Mimic Cave makes short work of them. We'll see what's here. Just 20 rupees. Magic Bat just giving a couple arrows. Butter Sword in the big chest in Turtle Rock.
Well, they now have all their offensive and defensive capabilities taken care of, except for the Mirror Shield, but that's not really needed.
Nice to have, but if they find it, it's like, yeah, okay, thanks.
Yeah, Butter Sword's a nice upgrade. It makes the kill again a lot easier. That's really the best use for it, though.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's the Hera map, so now we can see. Well, we're going to find out either way once Ninban kills Trinex.
Mm-hmm.
So Hahasell's the only one who got the Mirror Shield. He was the only one to open up to go through. He finally finds his Ganon's Tower Brigade. He must have been sweating the entire time. Yeah, Hahasell's the only one that grabbed the shield upgrade in Checkerboard Cave, I guess. That wasn't Checkerboard Cave. I forgot where it was, but there was one that a lot of these rounds skipped.
It was on Helmasaur King.
Well, there was one other one that I think they just skipped. But Ninban, let's see.
One.
Oh, he's going to see. I like this. He's going to see what Hera is. And Hera's a pendant, so that means Turtle Rock's a crystal. Which means, I believe, with that knowledge, we can call Go Mode, I think, for Hahasell. But he doesn't know it yet.
Right.
And there's the Hera Big Key, just in case. Right after you find out that you don't need it, up there it is anyway.
Small key for the castle, which is just one of the doors in the sewers escape.
Yeah, it just connects. It's just a connector at this point.
Yeah.
Small key to Ganon's Tower, again, not needed at this point. Oh, Ninban, oh, he dies, but he doesn't save him quit. He saved here, so he's fine.
Yeah.
Now, the pod big key was in the sewers?
Yep, dark room and sewers.
Wow. And that's, I guess Ninban does not have that yet. I think Hahasell has it and has everything else. When these guys menu, I gotta look real quick to see which keys they have yet. Ninban does not have the pod big key yet.
Nope. No check mark under Dark Dungeon 1.
Well, Hahasell does. Hahasell, we know 100% isn't Go Mode here. He doesn't know yet because he doesn't have the Hera big key, and he thinks Hera might still be a crystal. He doesn't know between Hera and Turtle Rock which is a crystal, which is not. Ninban's the first one to take Trinex on, and Buttersword and Trinex is pretty, definitely the easiest you can have.
Oh, yeah. It's what, 3 hits per head there?
Yeah, that's not much at all.
Can get a 1 cycle in on the thawing and freezing. And then 3 hits on the final form there.
Very easy with the Buttersword. Oh, and there's the last small key to pod, which we know Mikan's going to need that. Looks for Mikan, he's going through pod right now. I mean, Turtle Rock right now, so he'll get that small key to pod and be able to finish pod. I think. He might need 2 more keys for pod, I'm not sure. But we know if Hahasell goes to Ganon, to Turtle Rock here, he'll be well on his way.
Mm-hmm.
I hope Ninban doesn't think he has all the crystals. He is 1 short. No, he knows. He's just gonna...
He's checking Hera.
Yeah, he's gonna complete Hera, see what's going on. Mikan getting his information for Hera as well. Well, his key for Hera, probably already got his map. Yeah, the only runner that we, the chat and commentators, know that's in Go Mode is Hahasell. But he doesn't know it yet because he doesn't have the information that Turtle Rock is the last crystal and not Tower of Hera.
Right. Ninban's hoping to find the big key for pod in Hera. Won't find it here. It's in Escape. In Dark Room and Sewers.
And no, we're 100 minutes in, and there's still no finishers among any of the, I believe we are 30 racers.
Something around that number.
27.
Moldorm trying their best to be their usual self, but Ninban takes them down, gets a key. Small key from Meyer and the 3rd pendant.
Yes, now I can go pull that bomb upgrade out of the pedestal if he wants. Sigma's about to get his Turtle Rock big key.
The only thing Hahasell's missing logically would be silver sat catfish, but don't need them. You can beat Ganon without the silver arrows. A little bit harder.
Sigma also does not have the pod big key. So we just got the Ganon's Tower big key, but he also does not have pod big key yet.
And electing to check Aga Tower Dark Rooms.
Yeah, this is really tough.
Hahasell making their way into Hookshot Cave. Find a couple of maps for locations that they've already gotten the crystals or pendants out of. Mikan making short work of Moldorm with that gold sword. Apparently, Moldorm's not a fan of butter.
So Mikan gets his third pendant as well. Well, he only has two. He still has to do Skullwoods. Again, I don't know which of these runners knows which is needed. Hahasell, if he goes into Turtle Rock here and he completes it, we know he'll be the first one to be in Go mode, I believe.
Yeah, they should be the first ones to enter GT.
He has the big key, right?
We will find out as soon as the menus here. Believe he does. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he has it. So yeah, he has 4 keys, which is actually the most you can have for this dungeon, I believe. Or is it 5? Not sure. Anyway, we know he's probably just going to complete this dungeon and get it over with. Especially once he finds the map of Hera and sees that it's a crystal, then we know he's in Go mode. Meanwhile, I can tell you, if you're fans of the of other racers, one of our racers is in the Aga 2 fight. I'm not going to say who it is, but stay tuned. We might have a finish pretty soon.
I assume Hahasell's just looking for silvers at this point. I don't know why they wouldn't just go through the dungeon.
He might still be looking for the Hera big key because he still doesn't know if it's Hera or if it's Turtle Rock.
True.
Like, once he finds that map and sees what it is, he knows he's done.
Ninban looking for that pod big key. Check the 2 right chests in Desert Lock behind a small key. Then find what they're looking for. Sigma and Hahasell both making their way through Turtle Rock, and we have Mikan in Eastern at the moment. Going for their 6th crystal very shortly. Silver's against Armos. Quick fight coming up.
Sigma getting trolled here a little bit by these chain chomps. Trying to get his way through it without too much damage, and gets done.
Even with red mail, they still hurt quite a bit.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have our first finisher. Mr. Barry Bonds finishes in first place with a time of 1 hour, 46 minutes, and 22 seconds. Which is a very, very fast time for Keysanity. But this was one of the easier Keysanities if you knew what you were doing in routing.
Yeah, with proper decision making, you got a lot of the stuff you needed quite early. That is a quite good time for a Keysanity seed.
Yeah, for Keysanity, this was pretty free, this seed. This was a... None of the items were super trolly, really. The items Go mode was really early. Most of the big keys were in fine spots. If you gambled T-Rock early and assumed Hera was not needed, then you're pretty fine, which I'm pretty sure is what... I'm also... Mr. Barry Bonds is also a fantastic runner. He's improving a lot lately.
Yep, congratulations to Mr. Barry Bonds.
Plus, he might make the Hall of Fame this year. Oh, wait, wrong guy. Yeah, Hahasell, he's checking out Mimic Cave. He's soon to be in Go mode and to be in Ganon's Tower, and he might be able to sneak out a sub 2 out of this. Yes, at 11 o'clock on this channel, 11 o'clock Eastern, 11 o'clock Eastern, I should say, there will be another open... It'll be a race. It'll be a regular open mode. So if you want to play in that, the room should be opening up in about 15 minutes. And we were second place finisher, Buan or Bwain?
Bwain.
I don't know how to pronounce that. Bwain, 1 hour, 47 minutes, 57 seconds. GG, second place, really good. And Jet finishing in third, 1:48.34. Also his best Keysanity time. So you're going to start seeing the finishers start rolling in here, and all really good runners. Well, Sigma doing the dark room here. They still don't know if they're in Go mode yet. Or at least Hahasell doesn't. Mikan making the play to go into the back of his gate.
Might see a chest getting a couple slashes coming up, or bombed.
Oh, yeah.
Nope, just immediately finding the key and knowing what has to be done and going to do it.
Sigma having a little trouble with this skip. He's going to use his green potion, so he can start using the Cane of Burning here. Hahasell sees that Hera is the crystal. Hera's the pendant, so he doesn't need anything. Sigma finds the Hera key, which now tells him he is in Go mode. He doesn't need any more items, really. But he doesn't know which is which yet. So I think he's going to open this hole, see which one is which, and not have to worry about Hera anymore. And Sigma has the information. So, ladies and gentlemen, 1 hour, 49 minutes, and 46 seconds in, Sigma, the first of our 4 feature runners to be officially in Go mode. Oh, sorry, not Sigma. Hahasell. I'm sorry, guys. Hahasell is the first one of our 4 feature runners to be in Go mode. Mikan is now in Go mode after he got that pod big key. So yes, okay, chat's right. Mikan was the first in Go mode, but Hahasell is a little bit ahead because he's just getting his 7th crystal now. Mikan still needs to get to his 7th crystal.
Yep, and Hahasell is much closer to GT in general.
Yes. The random tournament finals, game 1 will be tomorrow afternoon. I believe 1 p.m. Eastern. And I can tell you that the game 1 of the finals tomorrow, 1 p.m. Cranston versus Ajneb. On the call will be the 2 lovely ladies, Sakura Tsubasa and Giselle Shaft.
Yep, make sure to tune in for that.
And games 2 and, if necessary, 3 will be on Saturday afternoon. So Hahasell, the first of our 4 feature runners to go into Ganon's Tower. Meanwhile, Korek has just finished in 4th place with an SRL time of 1 hour, 50 minutes, and 54 seconds. Then been finding another key he probably needed, which was that small key to Turtle Rock, but we know he needs to get to that big key in Pod.
So Sigma gained their 6th crystal, just need to get the 7th one out of Pod. Mikan working on their 7th crystal.
Yes, Sigma doing a lampless run of this game, it seems. Ninban, still looking for that pod big key, wants to make sure it's not on the lumberjack ledge.
I mean, an hour 53 minutes. It's a fine time to check the ledge.
Hey, you never know. Mikan now, he is heading up to Ganon's Tower. He's going to be the 2nd of our runners into Ganon's Tower.
So Hahasell defeating Lemolos 2, electing to skip healing because if you grab the anti-fairy in the room before that, it does change the pattern a little bit on the boss, and some people would just prefer to do it without the pattern change.
Also, Hahasell, the only one of our runners not to have found the silver arrows. So when we interview, we'll try to ask him where he thinks the silvers were, because we know where they are, because the other 3 runners all found them.
Yep, never really had a reason to go check Catfish, so never picked up the silvers.
Mikan will be close to a sub 2. I think he's going to miss out on it by a little bit. So Ninban's going back into Turtle Rock. He completed this earlier, but he still has a couple chests he hasn't checked, including I think the only one he hasn't checked yet is the lava chest. This might he might rage at this.
Hahasell checking chests in GT just in case they contain silver, so only finds a piece of heart and a key to Ice Palace.
Yeah, Ice Palace keys, yeah.
And 20 rupees.
And we have 2 more finishers back to back just now. Wolf 38 and Iggy, 155.44 and 155.45 respectively. Talk about your sniping. Hahasell having just enough of the Games Tower keys. Right now showing 0.
Yep. Picking up just enough through normal gameplay, doesn't have to look for any more.
And Sigma finally finds the lamp. a little like, kind of late for you now.
A little bit.
Sigma's still looking for that the pod big key. So is Ninban. Well, Hahasell entering Agatu.
Ninban will shortly find their pod key and go to finish that dungeon.
We might see some rage here. Really interesting patterns here for Agatu. Hahasell having a little trouble with it. And Chloe Prower finishing in 7th with a 157.27. What is even in Escape? Well, Ninban's about to show you what's in Escape.
Bombing the chest for good measure doesn't wait to watch it.
Yeah.
I mean, cool guys
Raging.
don't look at explosions, so...
Well, Hahasell going into the Ganon fight here. Again, he's going to be doing Silverless. So the sub 2 is going to be close. I mean, you have Butter Sword, which is obviously great, but again, it is still Silverless. Yes, if you're interested in the randomizer tournament, we do have the main tournament 3rd place match going on right now on the main channel, Speed Gaming 1, between Amazing Ampharos and... who's Amazing Ampharos playing again?
Well, let's see.
JSR2 Gamers, that's correct.
Yes.
2 guys who are good in every game they play, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And Big Dunka grabbing 8th place with a 158.33. Sigma still looking, finding the cape in the Swamp Palace. Well, Hahasell entering phase 4, doing the spin slashes. This sub 2 is going to be close for Hahasell.
Yep, just gotta be very careful.
Yeah, also be very careful. If you fall, you're also going to lose out to Mikan, because Mikan's right on your tail. And Mikan has silver, so it'll be a lot easier for him to complete this.
Oh, yeah.
The Butter Sword, so the swords, the Butter Sword that they got was from the Ganon's Tower, the Turtle Rock Big Chest.
Mm-hmm.
But the one sword that a lot of people probably didn't get was from Blind.
Yeah. The Master Sword and Fighter Sword upgrades were both in Kakariko.
Yeah, so everybody had those right away.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the one chest that everyone... You either skipped Killing Blind or skipped the Turtle Rock Big Chest. And we lost out on sub 2 here. And Dragon Master 283 gets 9th place with a 2 hour 29 seconds.
Yeah,
I think
go ahead.
Hahasell getting close, I think. I haven't been counting how many times they've connected, but it's going to be close between Hahasell and Mikan at this point. Depending on how many spins Hahasell has left, Mikan's about to enter phase 3. Hahasell using a blue potion.
To heal there.
Alright, here we go. There's going to be a close matchup between these two. Up, and Hahasell gets it done. Oh, Mikan's going to be right on their tails. Oh, he almost fell there. You saw that?
That was incredibly close. Luckily, has a blue potion.
Get your GGs in chat for Hahasell, the first of our 4 feature runners to finish. Finishing in 10th place with an official SRL time of 2 hours, 1 minute, and 15 seconds. And Mikan just about to finish off here. Gets one more silver arrow. Gets it done. Ooh, nice double to finish off. Get your GGs in chat for Mikan. He finishes in 11th place with the official SRL time of 2 hours, 1 minute, and 48 seconds. We'll see if we can get the 2 of them in here now to talk about the seed.
Sigma going back down to check the big chest in Thieves Town. And looks like might going to fight blind.
Yeah, Sigma died to blind early on, so he'll get his butter. Well, Ninban's making his way up to Turtle Rock now.
Welcome, Mikan and Hahasell. GG.
Hey, GG.
Hey, GG.
I did a couple of dumb things. Only a couple, though.
Go on, tell us what you did.
Well, I thought I was pretty clever waiting on EP until I got that key, and then the big chest ended up being nothing. But at least I got the mirror while I was there. Was there even anything up in the Turtle Rock and Hera area that I actually needed to get? I forget.
Well, Hera had a big key. I think Hera had Hera had a Thieves Town key, but I don't think it was actually necessary to complete the seed. Not sure, but we'll say that Hahasell, the only one of our 3 runners not to find the silver arrow. So, Hahasell, where do you think they were that you missed out on?
To be honest, I have no idea. Maybe like Hera Basement, or Castle Tower. Those are the only places I really didn't get to check.
Well, there's one other Dark World location you didn't check. Remember, they give you the hint that it was in the Dark World somewhere. It was Catfish.
Ah, see, I meant to go there, but once I got the Pod Big Key, I just decided to say, I'm just gonna go do Pod Eastern and see what happens.
Yeah, Pod Big Key tripped up the other 2 runners that we're featuring, Ninban and Sigma. Sigma still hasn't found it. Ninban just found it not too long ago.
I was looking for it for a good while, just picking a bunch of little spots. I thought I was actually headed to Aga Tower when I remembered that I hadn't checked there. I was like, oh, I guess I'll do this while I'm here. If it was, I was going to completely forget about that.
Yeah, but this was a pretty fast seed, all things considered. I mean, we had multiple top runners getting their best Keysanity times done with this seed, and Mr. Barry Bonds finished with a 146 or something. Absolutely insane.
As soon as I found all 3 of those items in Ice Palace, I knew some people were going to get some really good times in this.
Yeah, the Ice Palace was loaded.
Yeah, it took me just way too long to get in there.
Well, a couple more finishers here. Zertzinol, one of our 2 finalists in the secondary tournament, finishing in 12th with a 203.55. And Magnin, 17, finishing 13th with a 204.18. More Keysanity PBs for these guys. So yes, this has been pretty much the fastest Keysanity we've seen, because so many top runners getting their PBs in this seed.
So, any thoughts on getting Master Sword that early into the seed?
Well, you always get that thought, well, okay, maybe this is going to be Aghanim when you see that second sword. But then the hammer was right after that, and then that just kind of led me to believe, okay, well, they're not going to make me do this, are they? So surely we'll get the glove somewhere, and it did pop up.
Yeah. Also, there's a lot of logic breaking going on because of where the lamp was and where the items that were lamp like the seed. What the seed wanted you to do was to go into Thieves' Town pretty early, just to get that flute, which led you to the lamp in Spectacle Rock, which by the way Sigma saw and ignored.
Oh, what? Really?
Well, because he found it so late.
Oh, that is what I did though. I found the flute before ever going up to Death Mountain.
Yeah. And then, when you found a mirror, or you logic broke to get the mirror, which they wanted you to find after all that. Meanwhile, Sigma finally making the play to go into Hyrule Castle, checking that one dark chest, it looks like. So, let's see how he handles getting to it.
When I had gone up to Death Mountain finally and found the lamp up there, I was like, oh, I have the mirror. I really hope something is on the Lonely Island, because other people who were following the logic would have had to, or wouldn't have had it by now. But that ended up not being the case. And then I found the mitts, and I was thinking, oh crap, if Turtle Rock happens to be Bombos, then I really wish I would have picked up that red cane, and sure enough, it was.
And then Ninban took a death in the ice room and gauntlet, so he's having to climb back up again.
Oh no.
No good.
Speaking of ice rooms, I totally forgot the iced tea room in Ice Palace, and I was really hoping the pod key wasn't there.
And Sigma finally finding the big key for Dark Palace. So he is now in go mode. But overall, this seed was pretty good, you guys would think, right?
Oh, I thought it was great. I didn't think it was bad at all. I was just wrong.
Walking Eye, 14th place with a 207.53.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like it was a good seed. Could have used a lot more maps earlier, but part of that was also just my routing. It took me so long to get Moon Pearl and Mitts.
So the real question is, guys, will you guys be joining the Keysanity tournament that was just announced today?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I actually registered right before this started.
There you go. I don't think I'm going to participate out, but I'll definitely be working the commentary booth for this one, because I enjoy watching Keysanity, but every time I play it, I just make too many mistakes and get trolled too much. So
That's half the fun.
it is. I still play the open races, and I'll still race Keysanity here and there, but I much prefer just open and standard mode. That's just me. But I love commentating and watching Keysanity. It's my favorite thing to watch. Playing, I'll stick to open mode and standard mode.
My least favorite thing is definitely spinning the wheel of pod to see how many times you have to dip the dungeon.
And if you want to gamble some small chests as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think when I went in there, I had 4 of the small keys, so I was just like, I'm gonna leave one chest behind and finish the dungeon, and just not open the front door.
Well, one of you guys ended up doing Helmasaur before going back in and checking some of the chests. I think it was you, Mikan.
I beat up Helmasaur. Well, that was my last crystal dungeon, so I wouldn't have gone back in after Helmasaur.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did that.
Oh, it was Hahasell. Okay, yeah.
Like the 2 front chests.
Yeah, so about a little more than half of our runners are finished now, because we had 27 entrants. We had a couple of guys forfeit for various reasons, but still a lot of pretty decent runners left racing in here. I know for sure Willard is still running.
Yeah, I was going to ask if Willard was still going.
Yeah, Willard's still going. He's not exactly the fresh on Keysanity. He hasn't played too much, but he's starting to play this one out, so. If you guys don't know, Willard is the one who sets up the commentary booth and the tracking booth for these runners. So he does a lot of work behind the scenes. He's a good friend of mine. So that's why we like to tease how he's doing.
Right, so Ninban on Aga 2, Sigma just finishing up on Helmasaur King. And they will be making their way up to GT very shortly.
And if you are a fan of Willard, I can tell you he is entering Moldorm 2 right now. Sorry. Yeah, Moldorm 2. So he's not far behind Ninban here.
So aside from that Palace of Darkness big key, any other points that you think the game was particularly trolly today, or do you think that it was, pretty straightforward?
Ice Palace, if you didn't go there right away.
Yeah.
Everything I was looking for was there.
That was, I think Mikan was the only one who didn't go in there early.
Oh, man.
But luckily for you, you found the pod key before the other two runners did. So that's how you're able to catch up a little bit. But yeah, the chat was going crazy watching you check literally everything, every other dungeon before going into Ice Palace. When we saw that Ice Palace had 3 required items.
Well, at least I didn't go check the Thieves Town big chest. That was next.
Yeah, I think the only one who checked that was, well, in the first run. I think Hahasell checked in the first run because he had the small key at that point.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, honestly, I don't remember there being anything special in there. Though,
It wasn't.
It wasn't.
Ninban entering the Ganon fight. While Yogi the Monk finishing in 15th place with a 2:12.16, another PB.
Oh, I also learned that Ganon can still hug you while he's blue. I don't know why I thought he couldn't, but sure enough, he sure can.
And
Very nice
Ninban with a triple to end it off, ending in style. Ninban grabbing 16th place. Big time PB for him in Keysanity with a 2:13.19. So how about finding the Hera map and the Hera big key back to back in pod? We didn't know if you needed pod or Hera to finish the game.
TR.
Yeah, they were on the laser bridge, and then as soon as I got out of Turtle Rock, and the crystal dropped, I was like, oh, well, I totally expected Hera to be the last crystal dungeon, because they wanted me to come all the way here just to grab the big key to get up there. And then I saw it was a crystal, or I saw it was a pin, and I was like, man, I still need to go check this, because I still don't have the pod key.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made sure to leave the dungeon right before Laser Bridge just to check the map.
All right, now we have Ninban with us. GG.
Thanks. Hello there.
So, don't worry, you weren't the only one that was trolled with a pod big key.
Yeah, I guess. that was something.
Yeah, the 4th featured runner, Sigma, he literally just found it like 4 minutes ago.
Oh god. Did he bomb it?
No, he didn't bomb it. He just stood there and it was here the entire time. But you bombed it. I saw that.
Yeah. Actually, when I got the Turtle Rock key for that lone chest on the bridge, I was sure it was on there, and then it was just a red rupee.
Oh yeah, the vanilla big key chest in T-Rock.
Yeah.
And we have a couple more finishers. Willard finishes in 18th with a 2:14.39, and Number Play 19th with a 2:15 flat.
Hey, I beat Willard.
Yeah, you did beat Willard.
I didn't expect that.
Yeah, Willard's a good runner. Just that I mean, I wasn't able to watch a stream. Of course, I would have if I wasn't. I'd have his stream up if I wasn't working, because I would troll him to no end. You know that. Yeah, Ninban, I mean, your run, you did a lot of things that the other runners all did, and it was like you were following the same strategies until you didn't check. Like, you went to Ice Palace at the right time, you went in early, which Mikan did not.
Oh yeah, the right side bet so much.
And the big chest, that paid out pretty well.
The big chest, I never got the big key for ice.
Wait, then? Oh, which was it that, where was Quake then? Oh, Quake was in the...
It was in my... No, not Meyer.
Quake was in ice.
It was
I forgot which chest it was.
the freezer room, I believe.
Oh, it was the tea room?
No,
Oh, yeah,
it was
probably.
the one right above the big chest, I believe.
Oh, okay. The one above
Yeah,
I thought it was over there somewhere. Yeah, because I said three items needed to complete the dungeon were all in Ice Palace.
Yeah, Ice just had all the value tonight.
Oh, and here's Willard's comment. He didn't see what was on Lake Kylie Island,
Oh god.
which kind of important.
A little bit important, yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
Just a little red cane. You don't really need that too much, do you?
If you don't want to make blocks, you don't need it. It's okay. Just stand on the switch and don't move. Astral project yourself through the door. You'll be fine.
Just glitch your way to Ganon. No one's gonna watch. Number play asking in chat, guess what was my go mode? Well, you talk about item go mode or key go mode? Or both, it was Candace and Maria. Poppy Game Sewers, yeah, that was
That's a common thing.
a common
This
thing.
one.
That was at least 2 or 3. 2 of our feature runners had that. Just troll them. Sigma going up towards Aga 2. He'll probably get this done a little bit over the 220 time, I would say, which, again, for Keysanity is a very good time.
Yeah, that's still a very solid time for Keysanity mode.
Yeah, again, this was an easy Keysanity seed, but still, getting anywhere in the 220 range shows that you were at least a decent runner of this game. And a triple to start off Aga 2, look at that. Hey, his first 3 hits is my bowling scores. 3-0-0. Humble brags.
Aga 2 down, on his way into Ganon. With silvers, shouldn't be too long.
We have 2 more finishers here. Strumpet Playa, 20th place with a 2:18.38, another PB. And Dorkmaster Fleck, 21st place with a 2:18.46. You guessed it, another PB. So at this point, there's only 3 runners left racing, and Sigma is one of them. Meanwhile, if you guys want to play the open mode, it's starting in a half an hour. The SRO room is open. You can go on in, and if you want to play, you can go on in, check what's going on. I can confirm to you that all 3 of our runners that are left, Sigma, Fant is also in the Ganon fight, and Tim Lobo is in go mode in Turtle Rock. So every runner in this race is going to be finishing all sub 240, which is very good for a Keysanity race, with a lot of newer runners also. So
Yeah, this seed was definitely more polite than some past ones I've seen.
And there goes the last hit for Ganon, and Sigma's finishing up. And Sigma gets a GG and an official SRL time of 2 hours, 20 minutes, 46 seconds.
We'll see if they want to come in for an interview.
And we'll do a quick interview and let Feasel get ready to set up for the 11 p.m. race. That'll be right here on Speed Gaming 2. If you guys liked what you saw from our forerunners, you can go give them a follow if you'd like.
Yeah, speaking of, I'm gonna hop out. Thank you guys for commentating all the stuff. I had a lot of fun.
Thank you for running.
Thank you for the running, Hahasell. As one leaves, we get one in. We get Sigma in here. GG.
Hey guys, how's it going?
So that pod big key.
Yeah, that was pretty tragic.
Yeah, don't worry. You weren't the only one to miss out on that.
I went there at the very start.
I know.
And,
I saw you were in the
I
dark
got
room.
lost.
Yeah, I saw you were in the dark room and you were struggling to find it. And you just said, "You know what? I'll come back later." We found the lamp, but you never went to Spectacle Rock to grab the lamp. And when you did, you decided it's not worth it.
The only good thing I did was I remembered about that location before I went all the way back to Mimic Cave, which I also forgot when I was going through T-Rock.
Oh,
I was halfway up Death Mountain. I was like, wait a second. Because when I left there, I was thinking, okay, well, I wasted a bunch of time going to this chest. I didn't get it. Whatever, it's out of the logic. I'll just forget about it. Maybe I'll lump it in with Pyramid or Aga later when I have the lamp and the mirror and stuff. And then I completely forgot it existed, and decided to check all of the really painful Terra Basement and Deepstown Big Chest and Swamp Big Chest and all that fun stuff instead.
So how did you feel about that Ice Palace?
That was a long time ago, and I kind of forgot what happened.
Both Fire Rod and Quake.
Oh, yeah, that was amazing. Right next to each other too, correct?
Yeah.
I was really happy the Fire Rod was there, because I was not looking forward to spinning Cold Stare to death. Gave a use for the 3 green potions they gave us.
yeah, you were the one, I believe, that you used, because you still had only Mess Sword at the time because you didn't kill Blind. You died to Blind.
Yeah,
Temper Sword until later.
The important thing is that I eventually did kill him, far
Yeah.
after it mattered.
Yeah, you got your butter there, whereas everyone else got their butter from the Turtle Rock Big Chest.
It's fine. Revenge is a dish best served cold. So going back to beat up Blind after is perfectly fine.
Yeah, and a lot of our, Hahasell and Mikan, they were going up through, at least Hahasell was, and you were too. You guys were going up, and you kind of found the Hera. You were like, oh, what's the last crystal? Is it Hera or is it Turtle Rock? And you find the map and the big key for Hera back to back.
Yeah, that was kind of funny too, because I got the map, so I was thinking, oh, I'll go outside and check if it's a pendant. And it is a pendant, so I'm like, okay, so this is the last crystal. And then I left the laser bridge, started to go to Trinax, and I was like, hang on a second. Hod's a crystal. Let's go back and check all of these and get a bunch of nothing.
Also, shout out to Willow J. Bradley in chat, who his slow time was due to missing out on the Cane of Samaria location until about when, Willard?
And that's a good one. I was also feeling extremely behind, not only because I, died to Blind, but I also decided, well, I don't have the bow or the EP Big Key or whatever. I'm going to come back here anyways. I'll just leave the vanilla Big Key chest behind.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's out of the logic.
Yeah,
I'll just get that later. And of course, it's just a mirror.
Yeah, that was another thing that we were like, yeah, it makes sense not to logic break it, but you don't find a lamp until that late anyway.
But that was fun. I wish I had just found that chest in the dark. That would have saved me a lot of pain.
Oh yes, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Practice that a little bit.
Or just go to Spectacle Rock early.
Or that. I really don't know why I didn't look inside. For some reason in my mind, I was thinking, okay, I'll do East Death Mountain, and then I'll loop through Hera, and then I'll go down and check it after. For some reason. Or the other thought was I'll go check it when I mirror up to Hera later or something. But of course, it's not so painful to just walk up the mountain and take a look. Especially when you have to suffer through dark everything for the entire seed, but it is what it is.
All right, so got 20 minutes until the open race. Are all you guys going to run the open race in 20 minutes?
No, I'm not. I need to sleep.
What time is it by you?
I'm in Eastern time, so it's just.
Oh, so you're in the southern hemisphere, correct? So you're enjoying summertime.
No. I'm in EST.
Oh, okay.
It's 10 p.m. and 40 minutes.
Okay. It's throwing me off.
I just need to work tomorrow, so that's why I need to sleep.
Here, that's why I'm not racing it. Alright, well, I'm sure we have plenty of runners getting ready for it. Any of you guys have any last words?
Don't forget things.
I mean, yeah, that's the general rule. Trust me, when I was on stream, I forget things all the time.
Keys are important.
Silvers are helpful.
That too.
Open chest. Big Ganon.
It's the name of the game.
Well, there you go. You heard it from the runners we had today. Open chest, find keys, beat Ganon. Takuru, any last words?
No, just want to give shout outs to our trackers, Reg and Zombie. Thank you for keeping track of this for us. Couldn't do it without you. And thank you, NY Rambler, for being co-commentary today.
Yeah, thank you for putting up with me when I had the little mic issue for about 20 minutes in the middle of the seat.
That's quite all right. Things happen.
Yeah, I got a new mic for Christmas from my parents. They're awesome, but didn't know what was going on, so went back to the old mic to finish off the race, which is all reliable, I guess. So on behalf of myself and Takuru and Feasel and everyone else involved and our forerunners, my name is NY Rambler, and stay tuned. 15 minutes from now, we'll be back with more Legend of Zelda Randomizer, the daily open mode. And if you want, you can watch the bronze match going on Speed Gaming 1 between JSR2 Gamers and Amazing Ampharos. Until then, though, see you guys later.